Hello, Amy. How are you? I've almost forgotten how to do this. Looks like there's two people on. I have no idea what we're going to talk about today. Hey, Stacey. There's a bit of noise going on outside. Just got my samples here. Oh, I had some ice cream last night for dessert. How's hello? We may as well do the obligatory scent of the day. I was about to spray something. Hello, Gonzalo. Sorry, I just realized I was on mute. That's where I keep most of my samples that I rotate the scent of the day. But I do have something I'm going to spray on. So this is a little sample of Frederic Malle's Une Fleur de Cassis, which is predominantly mimosa, yellow floral. Some guys might find it a bit too feminine. It is Sunday, so Gonzalo, it's Sunday, it's 1:18 p.m. and we've probably got only a couple of weeks left of daylight saving, and then we go back an hour. So I take it, Amy, you're wearing the Acqua di Gio that was marketed to women, not the men's one. I don't know. I don't find it pissy. I find it very what's the word to describe it? Look, I don't find it definitely not pissy. It's a very heavy kind of definitely floral, but it's like it's quite indolic floral. Like I know that the notes list mimosa as one of the main notes. I actually smell something that is a lot like jasmine as well in here. It's just a very thick, laid on floral. It's like when you spray it on, it feels like someone's thrown a bunch, like just smeared you in flower petals. But it's really nice to wear. It's really humid today, so it's probably feels heavier. So I'm probably on very, very late for any European viewers because it's the middle of the night over there at the moment. With the Frederic Malle, I actually like several of them, but just not quite enough to want to buy a bottle and spend that money on the bottle. Now, what I'm going to do here is I am going to post a link. So if anyone was brave enough to join me on here, that's the link there. Obviously, I'm not going to let anyone on, preferably if I've spoken to you before and you want to join me, there's the link there. I'm not going to be on for too long. I just kind of wanted to say hi. I haven't actually posted a video for a while. I hope to record something soon. To be really honest, I've kind of just been a little bit unmotivated to do some reviews. I've been trying a bunch of new stuff, like not new releases, but just perfumes that I haven't reviewed before. I still always, like rotate new samples into my scent of the day, but I'm definitely off the, in terms of what content I post on my channel, I don't want it to be I don't want it to be a production line, I feel like I have to produce something every week. I used to be a bit like that, but now, like if I do stuff like that, it'll be something that I'm wearing at the moment, or so it'll just be more random. I won't leave it, too long between videos, but I'm not in this to make any any money out of it, believe me. So, all right. Well, Gonzalo, it's funny you say that because I don't know if some of you will know Cherie from the Top Note. She recently sent me some unidentified samples, so I can actually do that. It's just a matter. What I was thinking of actually doing was testing them all, and then doing a live stream with her, giving my impressions, and then she'll tell me on the live stream what they actually are. And I've already done one on Instagram, and I was really wrong about it. Yeah, I definitely could do that. Sometimes I just think, sometimes I overthink things like that, Amy, like with doing a random sample. I just wonder, because I'm still doing a random sample roundup or quick reviews, they're just first impressions. I feel like I'm not giving enough, because I do like to take my time in testing stuff before I review them, and I just think I'm not giving you the best value. I don't know, it's just me, I promise. Hey, Michelle, how are you? Mato from Toronto, Canada. Ahmed, hello. Just popping in to say I love your reviews. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, over the course of the pandemic, thank God I had that to do. So I would have gone a bit crazy. And and it's funny because in the first year of lockdown, 2020, I bought, I went online shopping crazy for perfumes. And then last year, the second year of the pandemic and more lockdowns here, I kind of did the opposite. I went from over 100 bottles in my wardrobe to now I have 65 bottles, and a bunch of samples, as you'd see. And I'm very happy with that. And I've only bought one new bottle this year as well. We're into March. It's still early in the year. I've only bought one new bottle. And I do have a few on the wish list, but I'm not in any hurry to get them either. I might get myself something in the next couple of weeks because my birthday's coming up. So we'll see. Hello. Hi, Proficient Natural Fitness, all the way from Miami. Yes, it will be in roughly a couple of weeks, Amy. Well, 10 fragrances over the last 2 years is pretty good. Oh, no, so you have to go back to an office that doesn't let you wear fragrance. That sucks. I'm lucky I've been able to go back to my workplace, because I didn't like working from home, and, it's funny because at the moment, it won't be like this in a couple of weeks. At the moment, there's hardly anybody in there, so I'm there alone, so I can still wear my fragrance. Jonathan, nice to see you here. Hello. Thanks everyone for joining. Even though this is kind of a little bit short notice, random, no specific topic. We can talk about anything that you guys want to ask about. I'm always happy to give my opinion on things. Hello, Makafa, Creative Solutions, all the way from Istanbul. It must be so late over there. Yeah, so I haven't bought any apart from one. I'll just show you in case, because I do show this on Instagram, but I haven't done it on a video. I'll just see. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so the only bottle I have purchased this year is this one here. So that's GOF Trumper Sandalwood Cologne. I tried this back in 2019 for the first time, and it was available here in Australia. But the first time I smelled this was in 2019, and it always stuck in my mind. And for whatever reason, I always got a different perfume ahead of it. And this year, like I've mentioned this before. Usually, it's a very good sign when a perfume sticks in your head and you keep thinking about it. And I finally just bought a bottle because although I've got a couple of good sandalwood perfumes, there's nothing really as quite like this, and it's so pleasant to wear. This lasts a long time on my skin as well, and very well priced as well. That's the only bottle I've bought so far this year. So any other hobby? Sorry, I. It's weird. I have other interests, but I don't have anything that I consider a hobby like fragrance, if that makes sense. I like to do certain things, like just I don't know. I just think it's kind of a little bit boring talking about stuff that I'm interested in, because I do really think about perfume a lot, and so anything else seems weird or like not worth talking about. Okay, so Amy, I will be specifically in Berlin, Germany, in June. So it's probably about exactly 3 months from today, maybe. Yeah, I think so. I do hope to pick up a bottle of Christian Dior Au Noir, which you can't buy over here. It's only sold exclusively in Europe, but I'll hopefully be able to get a bottle while I'm over there. That's the only thing I'm hoping to definitely come back with. But if you have all seen, if you've all seen my live stream with Marie, and I'm basically going over there to meet Marie, who I'm collaborating with on her perfume Miskeo, and sort of getting that going because that's where she's based. And yeah, so and obviously I'll go and smell some other perfumes while I'm there. Daryl, hello. I have not actually smelled Montebaco Intensivo. Lindsay, you being curious about the sandalwood cologne from GOF Trumpa? It's worth trying because it's not expensive, but it's really, really good. I have Le Troisième Homme on the way based on my review. Okay, blind buy. Yeah, okay. So I think personally, with that particular perfume on my skin, the things that pop out the most and at the top is definitely a really lovely bergamot citrus opening. Then the next thing for me is clove really comes out on my skin. A lot of people smell a lot of lavender from it, and I kind of don't. And then it's a beautiful mossy kind of sheeper base. So if you don't mind, if you like those accords, I hope that you will like, because it's otherwise it's beautifully made perfume even in its current form. Do I work out a lot? I try to exercise every day recently since coming out of lockdown, because when I was in lockdown, I just ate a lot and I put on a lot of weight. And exercise for me, apart from being good physically, is especially for me is a very beneficial thing mentally as well. Yeah, agree, Gonzalo. And Michelle, well, the bottle of Noir that I'm getting is the big one, which are they 250 mil? I think that's what I'm getting. So I can definitely, we can talk about decants. Amy, which one are you talking about? The metallic smelling one? Sorry. It is only available in Paris, but I have some connections who can get me a bottle while I'm in Berlin. So I'm onto that. Will I ever consider collaborating with Mr. Smelly and hop on his live streams with other YouTubers? Probably. Well, I don't know what I would add to his live streams, to be honest. Like, I don't even. What do they talk about? Because are they talking about perfumes these days? Like, I don't know. Because I don't watch them. So I've never been invited though. So, but yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like what am I trying to say here? I have very, very different views to a lot of the really popular YouTube channels. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if anyone wants to hear anyone that watches those channels wants to hear my opinion on anything. Katie, hello from Australia. Why are you up so late, Katie? Lisa, hello. Yes, what's not to love about exercise? It does make you feel good. Yeah, Troisième Homme is an excellent perfume. Okay, so Lisa's brought up Le Lion from Chanel. This is, I've got to say, I've been wearing an official Chanel sample of Le Lion, and this perfume when it first came out, I don't know why in my head I just had a preconceived thing that I just was already determined that I wouldn't like it just from the very early impressions that people were writing about it. But when I started to test it on my skin, I couldn't I could not like it. And the thing about Lilion on my skin is the more it dries down, the better it smells for me. Now, I don't know if that's the same for everybody else, but even though I like how it opens, the as it dries down, it actually gets even better for me. Yeah, but I do love it, and I haven't even done really a deep dive into what I'm smelling. There is obviously um, like a beautiful, lovely amber accord there that's dominated by labdanum, but it's so warm and spicy. And I do understand. I've spoken to a couple of people, how a few people made a comparison that it was kind of Shalimar-esque in some ways. And, to be honest, I don't actually know Guerlain Shalimar well enough to say it does. But if look, either way, if Shalimar is similar to Le Lion or vice versa, they're both great perfumes. I think some other people have said that um, the opening of Le Lion is kind of like the dry down of Shalimar or something like that. Parts of them are similar, but um, Le Lion also has this kind of, I guess, sparkly Chanel it's about it that you don't find in a lot of heavier resin dominated amber perfumes. Anyway, I like it. I will do a review of it at some point. um okay, Kriegler. I have heard of Kriegler perfume, so that's obviously a German brand. Aperol Spritz, one of my favorite drinks. Leather oud. Okay, so are we talking about the Dior leather oud? I have tried the Florist leather oud, but I remember smelling the Dior leather oud a long time ago, and it was very kind of, to me, it was a little bit unwearable. Yes, Michelle, it's a lovely perfume. Um, well, look, I do appreciate that proficient natural fitness. Sorry, I don't know your first name. I think I just think it's a clash of styles, to be honest. Like each to their own, and I don't know. I would. I'm happy. I wouldn't say no to going on if I was invited or whatever, but like I'm just going to speak my mind regardless. So whatever. I presume you're talking about Lelion Levery Amber, yeah? Yeah, well, actually, Lisa, just on this comment, what surprised me about it was that Chanel made this perfume, because in some ways, is there anything like it in Chanel's? I haven't smelled every Chanel, obviously, but is there anything like it that Chanel's made before? That's what got me about it. Like, I just wasn't expecting this perfume in their Les Exclusives range. Hi, Michael. How are you? Brian, hello. All is well. Yes. You got New York Intense. So what do you think of it? Have you sprayed it yet? Okay, thanks, David. I'll make sure I call you David. Uh, yeah, well, I mean, I haven't really seen those streams, but it does. It, so I'm assuming that there's different people on there all the time. Have I settled my differences with Matthew Meleg? Did I have a fight with him? I didn't know we had differences. I haven't smelled any of his stuff. Okay, Stacey, well, you've confirmed what I thought. Fantastic. I have not tried Scorpio Rising. I bought the sample set of all the Eris, but Scorpio Rising was not available yet. And I just, as a matter of interest, I happen to be an actual Scorpio Rising in my astrological chart, whatever that means. Thanks, Michael. Yeah. See, I used to have a decant of Bois du Portugal. I haven't tried the Lalique, but I do actually like the New York Intense more than the Creed. Yeah, it really does grow on you the more you wear it. Okay, okay. See, the thing is with Le Lion, like I know Coromandel. I don't get that much patchouli off my skin on Le Lion, and Kier de Russie. Yeah, I see. I don't get those connections, but I haven't done a direct comparison with them. No, that's the answer to that question. Yeah, hopefully someone will answer that, Amy. I understand it's kind of an incense perfume, smoky maybe. I mean, I only am familiar with Coromandel EDP, and it's very nice. I would never bother about a bottle. Ah, French Lover vibes, Stacey. Okay. I mean, I like French Lover. Yeah. I mean, Brian, I've only got a 30 ml of New York Intense, and I suspect that when that's empty, I'll probably get a 100 ml bottle. David, Aramis, I, Aramis was one of the very, very first perfumes that came into my consciousness, and I'm talking about when I was a kid, because one of my uncles wore Aramis, and it was like his signature scent. So when I became interested in wanting to wear scents for myself, Aramis was kind of one of the first things I tried on myself, and because I had no reference like to compare it to, I obviously thought it's pretty good, but I actually have not really smelled it since then. I'm talking early 80s is when I first smelled it, so I'm guessing it's probably a little bit different, but maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I did spray. I see it in store because you can still find it here easily in department stores, and I just sprayed it on a card, maybe on a blotter, and to me, it seemed what I would describe as dated. I think it was mainly because it just reminded me of my uncle, who is an old man now. Hello, Shiva. I have got some Celine fragrances that Cherie from the Top Note sent me. I'll tell you my first impressions of everything I've smelled so far is I think you need to like Iris as a DNA in the perfumes, because it seems like Iris is almost in every different perfume in this Celine line, and unfortunately for me, I don't hate it, but it's just not a note that I really vibe with anymore. Yep, New York Intense is popular today. Yes, hi, hey, all about fragrance. How are you? Yes, it has been a while since I've done a stream. My pleasure. older aromas as in vintage ones, Jonathan. Hey, Gail. I don't know if you can hear all the birds squawking outside. Yeah. Yeah, Brian. And the creative director, same one that oversaw the Dior Homme line, Hedi Slimane. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. Overseeing the Celine fragrances. So they all smell nice, good quality. But they do seem, it does seem like you can get stuff like that in things like Dior and Prada, and probably a bit cheaper than what Celine is selling those bottles for. Yeah, no. See, Givenchy, The Gentleman, all those classics, that's a line I have not even really tested properly. I'm very interested in trying the Devon and the 900 because I've had Havana. I really like Tuscany, by the way. I wouldn't mind a bottle of Tuscany. But yeah, those ones that you mentioned there, I'm really curious about trying, Jonathan. Oh, okay. Interesting. All right, I'll see if I can get a sample. Yeah, see, I used to have a bottle of Dior Homme, just the original EDT, but that was one of the bottles I got rid of last year. So Lindsay, I actually haven't really done another declutter. What I'm thinking of doing is doing just another video with my current wardrobe, so you can see, like I mentioned earlier, that I've got 65 bottles at the moment, down from, like, so at the beginning of 2021 I had over 100. I've got 65 now. I've only bought one bottle this year. So what I might do is just do a video showing the bottles that I have, but I haven't actually really sold anything since, like a few months ago. So Michael, I just sprayed on some Frederic Malle Fleur de Cassis. I'll just type it in. Yes, I didn't pronounce it properly. There you go. And it's nice enough. Again, like a lot of Frederic Malles, I don't love it enough to want a bottle. So Michelle, do you have a favorite from that Celine line? Because I've only, like I said, I've only done like one smell of each, so I haven't really tested them a lot. Oh, nice. Yeah, sometimes I get nostalgic for Tuscany because I did wear it years ago, and it does really smell. Even if you've never been to Italy or Tuscany specifically, it does really have such an Italian style to it. Yeah, that's all right. I love that too. If that's their style and they're unapologetic about it, there's going to be people that love them. So Dior on Parfum, I only tried a couple of times a few years ago, and it's one of those perfumes where you smell and you go, yeah, I understand why there's a lot of hype about this perfume, but I think at the time I tried it, it was probably just when I was starting to maybe go off that whole makeup-y iris thing. And I know the Parfum is more leathery. And I did like that. I like the parfum more than Dior Homme Intense, which might be like an unpopular opinion. I just, it just wasn't at my taste at the time. I wouldn't mind trying it again. It just seemed really heavy, like I'm I'm a little bit off really heavy perfumes at the moment. Even maybe that'll change when it gets a lot colder. Um, but like I've kind of really stopped being too concerned about how long perfumes are lasting on my skin. If anything, if something is really um, hanging around, like, almost to the point where I have to wash it off, it puts me off a little bit. Yeah, look, Lisa, I don't know if I'm rocking it, but I don't mind smelling it on me, to be honest. So I think I tried that a few years ago. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Botnikov was all right as well. I mean, all right in that, like, what I tried was fine. Nothing grabbed me too much. I'm just scrolling through these comments. Thanks everyone for commenting as well. Okay, so you're like the second person who's recommended La Peau Nue. I've got that one, so I'm gonna maybe test that first. My top 5 most masculine fragrances. That's Well, here's the thing. What like I never I try and avoid the whole masculine feminine thing, and I'm not denying that in perfume it's a thing. Like it's kind of silly to ignore and say um there is no gender. Let's just use that that terminology. There is traditionally notes that are more associated with masculinity and notes that are more associated with feminine perfumes. Okay. Then it's just a matter of, and then that can still be subjective, right? So what what you regard as masculine, I might not regard as masculine. But I think if I'm going to do randomly, I'm just looking at I'm just going to get some of my perfumes out, and maybe some will pop out to me. Okay, so look, it's funny, all right. So one that I immediately saw here as a masculine fragrance. I'll pick 5. I don't know if these will be my top 5 if I thought about it longer. So you look at something like Chanel Antaeus, okay? Um, this to me is, like the dominant accords here are green on my skin. There is mossiness, like this is kind of a leathery sheeper, but rose really comes through in this perfume. Now, for a long time, um, rose fragrances or rose dominant fragrances, I don't know, were they very masculine? They were definitely in a lot of masculine perfumes, but Antaeus is one of them. Okay. Um, okay. I'll put this up there. Le Troisième Homme from Caron. Um, let's see, what else do I have here? Bellamy. You can see where I'm going here. I think anything that's kind of in the leather sheeper sort of realm, spicy woods, like Derby from Guerlain. I think they're good. They're very, very good classic masculine perfumes. What else? What else do I have? Stuff like New York Intense as well. Oh, also Heritage. This, you know, even more so than something like Habit Rouge. This is what I think of when I think of masculine scents as well. Okay, let's. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I that's where I'm at the moment with perfumes, Stacey. So, I look, to be honest, I it's kind of a bit boring. Not boring, you know, like I kind of my eyes glaze over when any conversation goes to how long does it like it's weird. It's really weird. I find it really weird sometimes when I've posted a review on my channel and um like I know, like I'll get a comment, or even on Instagram I'll get a comment, and it's clear that the person has not smelled the perfume. Like it's a blind, you know, it would be a blind smell for them, but the first thing they want to know is how long does it last and does it project. And that to me is weird because, like, you know, like a stinky fart can project really well and hang around the room for a few hours, but no one wants to smell like that, do they? Like it just doesn't make any sense to me. um Hello, Deluxe Lex from the East Coast. Yeah, well, that's the thing. What is a masculine frag? You know, I just want to balance that by saying I wear quite a few perfumes that are marketed to women. Brut, yeah. Old Spice. I love both of those. I'll leave that for you to answer, Michelle. That's the Van Cleef and Arpels one. I haven't had a good chance to test. Oh yeah, Third Man is, in my opinion, a great perfume. Jonathan, pleasure. Fendi Uomo. I haven't tried any of the Fendi line. Yeah. It kind of amount. Look, and you know what, Michelle, those questions inevitably put it this. Let me put it this way. I can't even remember the last time a woman asked about performance and longevity. I am talking about fragrance, of course. It is a bit of a guy thing, a little bit of a dick measuring thing, if you like. Well, my thoughts on Dracon Noir, you know, like, I don't actually have a lot of experience in wearing it. I'm very aware of its place in perfume, like in the popularity of perfumes. And I will tell you a story though. A couple of years ago in my workplace, um, someone sprayed something on. Now, I don't know how many sprays they used, but I was at least 20 feet away from them, and I noticed the smell, and it wasn't unpleasant. Like it did smell kind of very familiar, very I don't want to say generic. It was just nice, but nothing to my nose that made me think, "Oh, what is that perfume?" It just smelled really pleasant, and I asked who just sprayed some scent on, and someone answered, and they were like literally 20 feet away, and they'd sprayed a current brand new bottle of Dracon Noir. So it was very pleasant, and current one seems to have no issues with performance or projection at least. Yeah, I'm exactly the same because Brian, I do wear 2 different perfumes pretty much a day. So I'll spray something on in the morning and then, usually so what I it's part of my daily routine, but if I do go to the gym, for instance, it's usually at lunchtime on my lunch break, and so I'll shower again, and I'll take that opportunity to spray something on. Or if I've worn something in the morning, and I'm going somewhere in the evening, I'll spray something new on as well. And if I'm gonna, I guess I want to be in a position to, if I'm gonna do reviews of perfumes, I want to be able to wear as much as possible. Um, okay, yeah, I will. Now, so Jonathan, would I be right in saying that Fendi Uomo is discontinued? Because I really don't know much about it. Stinky fart. Okay, good night, Lisa. Oh yeah, dick measuring, and I don't know if it's used anywhere else, but Australians also use like a pissing contest, like to see who can piss the furthest. It's such a guy thing. Yeah, it's performance issues, Michelle. Roberto, come stai? How are you? Top 5 gym scents. Now, this is a thing I'm very strong on. I go to the gym, but I to me it I've never, and I hope no one is offended by this. I've never understood the concept of the gym. So I like to go to the gym, and, if I'm wearing something, I'm wearing something, but I try to go to the gym not already smelling stinky. But then when I'm at the gym, I try to work as hard as I can to break a sweat, perhaps, and that's what I'm gonna smell like. So I I've never understood this concept of wearing something specifically to go to the gym. I'm not trying to impress anyone with my smell at the gym. If anything, I don't want anyone to be that close to me at the gym. So I don't understand the whole concept of gym sense at all, at all. And, I get when people talk about gym scents, they usually mention fresh stuff. That's fine, but, like, to me, that just makes more sense to have your shower after the gym and then spray something like that on, you know? Okay, Deluxe Lex. As a single guy, projection to me is a bit more important since I have no other significant other to smell me close. There are there are a couple of things about this, though, Deluxe Lex, that I wanna say to you, and I by no means am any expert in, being single and trying to, I don't know, meet or attract people. I am a bit wary that if someone can smell me too easily, that I've got too much perfume on. And, I don't know how women might think, or the opposite sex, or whoever you're trying to attract, but I know that whenever I've been in a situation where I can smell someone's perfume very easily, the first thought that comes to my mind is, wow, that's a strong perfume, or this person has put too much on. So I think the scent part should be like definitely the cherry on top of the rest of your cake, if you like, provided people like cherries. Um, yeah, okay, Fendi Uomo, I will keep an eye out. Bene, grazie, Roberto. Yes, Michelle, what is a gym scent? Is it anything that's got sports on the end of it? Now, see, Gonzalo, are you just taking the piss now? Okay. Don't ask me about top 10 sex scents. Yeah, I don't. I'm the same. I don't like to smell fragrances in the gym for some reason. Poses. Yes, it kind of look. I totally understand it because even I worried about it for a long time when I was getting into perfume. But it just now doesn't. Now I can appreciate how the smell is the most important thing. It's still, and look, I get it. I understand, especially with how expensive perfumes are, why people are concerned with it. Because if you're buying a really expensive bottle of perfume and you have to use it up a lot quicker than normal because you don't smell it, then that's like that's an expensive per spray kind of activity. But a lot of us, I'm not going to speak for everyone, but a lot of us that are here watching YouTube videos, we probably have maybe more than 10 perfumes, which if we wear them normally would still last us a long, long time. Oh my God, Brian, thank you so much. That is the single highest super chat that I've ever received. And I really appreciate it. Thank you. I'm going to use it as part of my spending money while I'm in Germany. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thanks. Yeah, okay. Well, I think you can still just smell clean. You can still. Uh, the thing is, but the point I'm trying to make is that when you're at the gym, once you start getting sweaty and musty, with the added scent on there, I don't know if that's going to necessarily make things better because to smell good, you really need a base of just clean rather than sweaty. That's just my opinion. Yeah. Yeah, Shiva, it's kind of how I feel too. Yeah. Um, More than 10. I don't get that. I must have missed something. Um, this has turned out to be a lot of fun. Hello. All right. Well, I've already been here nearly an hour. I'm going to have to take your word for it. But don't you think that mixing it with your sweat also might change the way that smells? I don't know. Yeah, I think there's going to be, Michelle, people who are on one side and the other because obviously gym scents are a thing because a lot of people talk about them, but I'm just not there. Hi, hello from Miami, Cuban Groove. Yeah, that's kind of what I am getting at. Oh, yes, yeah. Well, I mean, I still think 10, for the average con perfume wearer, like not perfume frag head like we are, I would say if they saw someone had 10 bottles, they would think that's a lot. Goodbye from Miami. Are you going? Goodbye. Thank you for coming. Um, okay, that's a good question. So, some of my favorites that I've worn lately marketed to women. I can never Rochas Femme, Caron Tabac Blonde. Um, this one I've really enjoyed a lot. It's one of my most worn in the last 12 months, the eau de cologne. Um, what else? This one is one of my all-time favorites. This is Fate Woman. So there's some of my favorites. Well, if you're getting compliments, that's great. Like, awesome. Like, that's good. If it works for you, that's fantastic. Brian, wow. Oh, awesome. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to be in Berlin for a couple of weeks in June, and I definitely will check those out. And thank you so much for that super chat donation. You guys are awesome. Thank you. I might have to do some more of these live streams, I tell you. Hello, Oldies Geek. No, no, I'm not. But it's already got to an hour, and I'll probably have stick around for another 15, 20 minutes. I don't, like I do run out of things to talk about. Okay, Lenvol. I have reviewed the EDP. I think that I didn't think it was bad. I just wasn't that in love with it the way a lot of people are. And I think it's more to do with the fact that honey for me in perfumes is a difficult note. Boucheron pour homme, I haven't tested enough to give you my opinion. Michael, the Chanel number 5, the eau de cologne. Have you tried the eau de cologne? That Roche's Femme is the new bottle, Lindsay, and it's fantastic. No, I have not tried that Musk Milano. I'm also not on their free bottle list. Thanks, Michael. I presume that that's directed at me. All right. Well, I'm definitely going to do more live streams if I'm going to get donations like that. Roberto. Ooh. Well, Melbourne's got quite a good couple of fragrance stores. I'll send you some. I know you're on Facebook. I'll send you a couple of suggestions if you like, rather than me telling you. But we've got a few you could visit definitely that have designer and niche. Thanks, Michael. I really appreciate it. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a chance to, just in case there's some kind of lag, a chance to type in any more questions. Otherwise, I will sign off. You guys have been awesome. Thank you for joining me. And I will try and do more, actually, because sometimes I get stuck, or I guess a little bit uninspired to do a video that I upload. Whereas when I go on to do live streams, even if I don't have any topics that I particularly want to talk about, I always end up spending an hour talking about something, which is a lot of fun. So we'll do it again very soon. But on that note, I'm going to say goodbye. Lenvol EDT is not as dense. Okay, maybe I'll try it again. But thank you very much, everyone. I hope you have a great weekend. And I'll talk to you all soon. Thanks for the donations, guys. I really love that. Thank you. See ya.